He's only 10. And in a world where most children his age are worried about video games and schoolyard friends, Miguel is already chasing a dream bigger than himself. Born in a small town in the Philippines, he grew up surrounded by the sound of music, his mother's lullabies, his grandfather's old vinyl records, and the occasional karaoke night in their cramped living room where neighbors would gather just to hear Miguel sing. But no one could have imagined the day this quiet, bright-eyed boy would step onto the stage and take on Celine Dion's legendary voice as if it were nothing. It started as a small local talent show. Miguel's parents had insisted he participate, mostly to build his confidence, not expecting anything extraordinary. But as soon as he stepped under the harsh glare of the stage lights, something remarkable happened. His hands trembled slightly, but his voice, oh, his voice, rose with a clarity and power that seemed impossible for someone so young. Every note he hit carried not just pitch-perfect precision, but emotion so raw and pure it made the audience catch their breath. People whispered, "Is he really 10?" And then, when he hit the chorus, tears formed in the eyes of the older judges. Miguel wasn't just singing a song, he was telling a story, one of hope, resilience, and the beauty of believing in yourself, no matter your age or where you come from. But what made Miguel extraordinary wasn't just his voice. It was the heart behind it. Before the show, he had noticed a little girl in the audience, clutching a worn-out notebook, her eyes wide with awe. She reminded him of himself, years ago, when he had nothing but a dream and a pair of borrowed shoes. After his performance, instead of celebrating his applause, he ran to her, handed her a signed photo, and whispered, "Keep singing. You can do this, too." That simple act of kindness rippled through the crowd like a gentle wave, softening hardened hearts and inspiring strangers to pause and reflect on the power of generosity. Word of Miguel's talent spread fast. Soon, he was invited to perform on a bigger stage, sharing it with none other than Celine Dion herself. The room was electric with anticipation. When he walked out, hand in hand with his parents, some whispered nervously, worried that a 10-year-old might falter under the weight of a global icon's presence. But Miguel, calm and focused, took a deep breath and began to sing. Every note he hit mirrored the emotion of the original, yet carried his own unique spark. By the time he reached the soaring bridge, even Celine herself was visibly moved, her eyes glistening with tears. But it wasn't just the technical perfection that stunned the audience, it was Miguel's sincerity, the way he sang not to impress, but to touch hearts. Halfway through, he paused and invited the audience to sing along with him, creating a shared moment of joy and connection. For a few minutes, everyone forgot about fame, competition, and differences. All that mattered was the music, and the love that flowed through it. After the performance, Celine embraced him warmly and whispered, "You have something rare, Miguel. Never let it go." Miguel smiled shyly, his heart swelling not from praise, but from the realization that his dream wasn't just about personal success. It was about inspiring others, lifting people up, and reminding everyone that kindness and passion could create change in ways no one could predict. Later, in a quiet moment backstage, Miguel noticed the same little girl from the local show standing with her mother, watching him with wide, hopeful eyes. He knelt down and handed her another note, scribbled hastily on the back of a program, "Your voice matters. Don't ever stop singing." She clutched it to her chest, tears streaming down her face, and in that instant, Miguel understood something profound: talent is fleeting, but compassion echoes forever. Miguel's story became a sensation, shared across the world, inspiring millions. But for him, the real reward wasn't the applause, the viral videos, or the interviews. It was the knowledge that even as a 10-year-old from a small Philippine town, he could make a difference. He could remind people of the beauty in humanity, the joy of lifting others, and the boundless potential that lies within every child, every dreamer, everywhere. And so, Miguel continued to sing, not just for the stage, but for every person who needed a little hope, a little courage, and a reminder that greatness isn't measured by age, fame, or wealth, it's measured by the heart. Because in the end, a 10-year-old boy with a voice that could rival legends taught the world a simple truth: when passion meets kindness, miracles happen.